You're here early.
Wait, has Kirara left already?
Yep, with the special patrol.
Did everything go all right on—
I believe so. The patrol makes the way they marched forward with Kirara in the center. You'd think she was some sort of VIP. For the second leg, the Spina also came with a pretty large group, led by Navia herself. They took care to clear the path beforehand as well. Kirara won't so much as step on a single stray rock on her journey. I even heard that Navia decided out of the blue to make a batch of macarons as a going-away gift for Kirara.
Sounds like Navia really got in.
My thoughts exactly. She even lamented the fact that she didn't have time to prepare something even fancier. I'm pretty sure she can't wait for another escort opportunity to come her way.
You know, now that you mention Navia, Paimon thinks the two of you are actually pretty similar.
I suppose that's why we're such good friends. Navia has a certain resilience about her. It's part of who she is. No matter what comes her way, she never bows down in the face of adversity. That same spirit is the true vision of my brand. When she first mentioned commissioning an outfit from my boutique...
It's like finding the perfect brand ambassador, huh?
Indeed. Customers pay attention not just to the clothes, but also to the figures in society who wear said clothes.
Huh. And here Paimon thought all that mattered was—
Fashion is about more than just looks, my... Well...
Oh yeah! Come on, let's get down—
Indeed. Give me a moment while I go retrieve some fabrics and sample outfits. Why don't you...
Set them up?
Just carefully organize the ready-to-wear clothes with an eye toward their types and styles. This...
Whoa, there sure is a lot that goes into running a—
Well then, I'll leave the displays.
We just need to put all the clothes with similar styles together, right?
Not bad. You might just have an eye for design. Anyway, over here, stand still. I'll take your measurements first.
Excuse me, Miss Chiori.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. How have you been, Reese? Your gown will be ready next week, so there's no need to worry about missing the ball.
Oh, no. Nothing like that, Miss Chiori. To be honest... but you can keep the deposit, of course. I know you can't return any materials you've already...
Don't worry about the materials. I'm more concerned... It's all right. I'm not trying to make things difficult for you.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it. Just let me...
Is it just Paimon, or was she acting a bit strange?
It's not a big deal. These things happen every once... A family emergency. Judging from the look on her face, something's...
Well, guess this means you'll have more time to...
That's true. Come.
Is Miss Chiori in?
I am. How can I help you?
I'd like to return this item.
Oh.
It's just, not to my liking. You said I could get a refund if I wasn't satisfied.
Is there something about it that didn't meet your expectations? Or...
No need. You don't have to concern...
And I'd be happy to process that for you.
Is Chiori here? I'd like to return my outfit.
Another one?
Is there some sort of new calamity coming that I haven't heard about? Another flood? Or an apocalypse, maybe? What? Surely the entire population of Fontaine...
What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh? The way I see it...
Please calm down, sir.
What?
Haven't you heard? Chioria Boutique has been exposed for having...
And just who is it that...
Well, you tell us. The fabrics you've got here, they're all...
I've been transparent about my materials from the very... If a little hearsay and baseless slander are enough to convince you, then by all means...
You
Elof!
Miss Chiori?
Go outside and help these customers with their return requests. There's no need to ask them why. We'll refund them at the purchase price. And once you're done, put up the sign that says we're closed for the day.
Got it.
Chiori.
They couldn't be more fabricated if you tried. No need to worry about them. The real goal here is to divert my attention away from Fashion Week.
If you say so.
The best way to respond to public skepticism is to let your work speak for itself.
Miss Chiori, bad news!
Oh, for the love of... Can a woman knock...
It's our accessories supplier. They just sent word that they'll no longer be able to supply us during fashion...
What? No accessories? Not even the ones we pre-ordered?
Yes, that's what their messengers...
And what about the models we asked them to book for us?
I think they'll...
Even the suppliers believe those...
Is the messenger still here?
No, they've already left.
So, no accessories means no...
Not just that. It means no gems, ribbons, gold thread.
But if you take those away...
Alof, you stay and watch the shop. I'll go talk to the supplier myself.
Yeah, and we can vouch for you.
Thank you. In that case...
By the way, we really are just going to talk, right?
Of course. I wouldn't do anything.
Who is it?
Venger, it's Chew. We've worked together all these years. The least you could do is...
Straightforward as always, I see. You know, there are certain...
And when has following convention ever gotten me anywhere? Why hire a messenger when I can just
Have you...
I don't like to waste my time on baseless lies and speculation.
You're right. I only subscribe to the Steam.
So, these...
No, not at all. They were in some second-rate...
Well then, there you go. Those sort of headlines become old news faster than you can read...
You would think that. Someone paid off the tabloids to publish the same article at once. They even went so far as to leave a copy in front of every house.
Every house? That means...
It seems your rival really pulled out all the stops this time, sure.
What sort of...
A photo of you.
Yesterday?
Ucher again.
Here, I've got a copy. See for yourselves.
runs the true Chioriya boutique, relying on its close ties to the criminal underworld.
I don't know what happened, and I don't want to comment on things that I didn't see with my own eyes. Still, that photo shows you.
Yeah, he was.
I appreciate you standing up for me, Paimon.
That's right. The court of public opinion has already made up its mind. Still, I've got to give your rival high marks for effort. They even dug up the fact that my father once served time in the fortress of Meripede.
But that was so long ago.
In the world of fashion, your past is like a piece of clothing stained. They claim that most of your clientele are criminals and that those who buy your clothes are just like you.
The absurdity.
Well, maybe your clientele are criminals. Maybe they're not. But with the way this article combines fact with rumor, trying to determine the truth is practically an exercise of futility. It's not...
Venger, are you sure you won't reconsider? If we go...
But I'm no longer that brave young man with nothing to lose. I'd be perfectly happy to work with you again after this. But my daughter is manning the store during Fashion Week, and I don't want her implicated in all of this. She doesn't deserve to be...
I understand.
Let me offer you a piece of advice, Chiori. For old time's sake. Let this Fashion Week...
You're free to wait things out, Venger. I'll make my own...
Have you ever thought maybe that attitude of yours is what's gotten you into all this trouble?
Have you ever thought maybe this attitude of mine is precisely what paved the way for my success?
Well, fair enough. Then, I suppose all there's left to say is... best of luck.
Understood. Take care.
So, what should we do now?
Without the accessories, I can no longer use my old designs.
How could they do this? They're making things up. The boutique doesn't have anything to do with violent criminals.
Public opinion has never been a... I should have seen it from the beginning. Uter knows me too...
Well, guess all we can do is just head back for now.
Traveler! Paimon!
Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Looking for you, of course. Did you see those fashion tabloids this morning?
You mean that sorry excuse for an art?
You too, huh? Whoever wrote that article must have known the Steambird would never print something so defamatory. Miss Chiori doesn't deserve to suffer all this baseless slander. I was just about to find some people to interview so that I can write an...
That's great! With your help, we must...
It's my pleasure. I've met Miss Chiori several times. I know she was the one who made the hat and tie for my camera, Monsieur Verite. Speaking of Miss Chiori, do you know where she went? Alof told me...
She was just here.
If you ask me, I think Chioriya Boutique is done for.
I mean, what did they expect? Engaging with criminals behind their customers' backs.
They kept up a solid front, though. I've even bought from them before. Really? How was it? The owner was plenty fierce, that's for sure. Makes sense if she regularly deals with criminals, I guess. I've got the chills just thinking about it.
Gotta find that balance between flavor and nutrition.
Oh no, we've lost her. Did you hear what all those people were...
Miss Chiori doesn't often appear in public or give a lot of interviews, so the general public hasn't had a chance to... It's also true that her way of dealing with things can be a little...
This is all Uter's fault! Wait a second.
That would only make the situation worse for her.
You've got a point. Let's just...
This is Miss Letitia. She's also here to see Miss...
Oh, you were the one who came to collect the wedding dress yesterday, right?
Oh, no, not at all. I'm just here to thank her. In fact, if there's anything I can do to help her out, I'd be more than willing.
Ah, so you've come across that...
Yeah, you probably don't know this. But after I...
What?
My fiancé owns a small business. It doesn't bring in a lot of mora, but we get by. After he proposed, he took me to Chioria Boutique, and we put down... He probably noticed how often I talked about...
And then?
And then, something happened to the business. And we ran into major...
But didn't Chiori say she would...
Yes. When I came to camp, she heard me out, and then told me not to worry. She assured me...
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? I've always known Miss Chiori to be a woman of her word.
It is good. It's just... After I went home yesterday, I couldn't help but take out the dress and try it on. My fiancé happened to walk into the room and...
Ah, what a shame.
Well, see, that he's seen a lot of wedding dresses in his time doing business. So as soon as he saw it...
Huh? So wait...
Yeah. Miss Chiori covered all the costs and held nothing back.
Miss Letitia, I'd really like to use your story for a piece I'm writing about the boutique. Would you mind going on the record?
Huh? Well, if...
I think it'd go a long way.
Hey, Olaf!
Huh? I thought you...
Well, we were... If she didn't...
Oh! I remember now. There's this one cliff by the sea. Miss Chiori would always go there whenever she...
In that case, why don't we split up? I'll continue interviewing Miss Letitia, and you two can go look for Miss Chiori.
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes.
There you are, Chiori!
Uh-huh. How did you know where I...
She did. We were just looking for you at the shop and Letitia was there.
I'm not upset. I just want to sit here with me? The view's quite stunning. Don't worry. I'll catch you if you fall.
All right, don't mind if we do.
Well, how does it feel?
This place is pretty great.
Right? It's quiet and open, and far from the
Yeah, it's important to take...
I didn't grow up in a very strict family. My parents would joke that I grew up to be so assertive because I would get together with the other children to climb trees and explore caves. One time, I even climbed over the walls of the Kamisato estate.
Whoa, Paimon would have...
But even as rambunctious as I was, when it came to needlework, it was as if I discovered a whole new world within those vibrant, dazzling fabrics.
Sorta.
My parents noticed, and they sent me to study under a famous Inazuman tailor. It wasn't long before I had driven away pretty much every master tailor.
You were that misbehaved?
I wasn't misbehaved, exactly. I just often had strange ideas when it came to fashion. On top of that, I hated the idea of groveling and making... Anyway, a few incidents later, I soon found myself without a master.
No wonder you left Inazuma.
I was angry and frustrated. So, before I left, I swore to all those masters that my brand would one day become renowned all over.
Well, that's a great dream to...
After that, I came all the way to the court of Fontaine, a city often referred to as the... I had a lot of fun starting out. Sure, I was living in a small cramped room. I had a far more naive view of fashion back then. As long as something was pretty, it would become popular. Of course, as I spent more and more time in the industry, I learned nothing was ever that simple. Least of all, fashion. Oh, you mean yeah, she did mention that dream. I'll be honest with you. Who would have thought? Even as I continue to pursue my dream. Alright, that's enough sightseeing for one day.
Ooh, looks like you've got your game
back. It was never gone to begin with.
Paimon thinks we should look for evidence that Uter wrote that article, and that he hired those Charlotte's already working on an article to address all those nasty rumors so we can publish all our findings in the Steam.
I don't like duking it out in the press. But if Charlotte's thrown her... I know where Uter's clothing factory is located.
Sounds good. We'll come... As for Fashion Week, well, there's always next...
Huh? When did this become an either-or situation?
But your accessories... Didn't you say...
Well, it's true that I haven't quite figured out what to do about... To tell you the truth, even here in Fontaine, every time thinking about all that, I just...
What did you...
The sea. Seashells. I've got it.
Got what?
Come, let's take a dip, shall we?
Chiori! Wait, hold up! Chiori, why did you just jump into the sea all of a sudden?
Paimon, what do you think is the most beautiful thing in the sea?
A Lumitoile? Or a pearl, maybe? Oh, coral's pretty too. Ah, Paimon gets it now! You want to use things like that as the accessories for your designs!
Well, now that you hit the nail on the head.
These should be enough, right? Paimon picked... Chiori, will these do?
Everything looks great.
Great! So are we gonna head back now and...
Yes, but don't forget, we've got more than just the designs to worry about when we get back. Okay, we've got the materials for the accessories. Next, we'll...
You mean we have to start from scratch?
I should be able to make it.
Oh no, skipping out on sleep is not the answer. Wait, how come this conversation is giving Paimon major deja vu?
Ganyu?
A friend of ours who does way too much overtime. Well, anyway, sleep...
Well, I can't argue with you there. One thing's for sure. All this grit and determination.
What else can we help with?
Let me see. I suppose all there's left to do is tear up all...
You got it! Wait, what?
You heard me. Tear them all up. When I went to that first fashion week, I had no say. I had to make something work, so I tore up all the clothes that I brought with me from Inazuma. And if it worked back then, why not now? We can also repurpose some of the...
But you worked so hard on...
I know. That's why I refuse to let it all go to waste. I'm not going to let them win. Even if it...
Okay, then...
No need to be nervous. I won't hold it against you. Of course, if anyone dared to tear up one of my dresses and... Just this once, though. I think I can make an exception. Go ahead and tear them up. Think of it as a good way to vent your emotions. Good job. That should do it. Chiori, are you alright? Sorry for taking so long. I got caught up and... Whoa. Who did this? Those monsters. Slandering you in the paper. Give me their names. Since they're all too eager to tear up other people's clothes, I think it's about...
Maybe you should calm down a bit first, cause you see...
Huh? Ugh, what is this, a soap opera? I was the one who asked the traveler to tear up the... Oh, so that's what happened. I guess I got a bit ahead of myself just now. Back to what you were doing, everyone. You can all just pretend like I didn't say anything.
Navia sure is scary when she's angry.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a false accusation.
You and Chiori are real.
Of course! Everyone knows that Chiori makes the most gorgeous outfits in town.
Now, if only you...
As a plus. With how much your intel has helped us out in the past,
If I had it my way, it would be the other way around.
Anyway, we both know why I'm...
If it's not too much trouble, can I borrow some skilled hands to help with some simple sewing work?
Oh, no problem. I've got a few of those guys all ready to go. When are you going to get started?
Actually...
Ask away.
Oh, and Traveler and Paimon, could you help me pass word to Linny and Lynette? I'll need their help as well.
I'm done with my interview! Has Miss Chiori made it back yet? Oh! What? Who did this? Give me names! I'll make sure every last one...
Not this again.
Great, you're both here!
A moment later and you'd have missed us.
We read the article in the papers. We were just about to go find... She helped design a number of our costumes in the past and even sponsored one of our performances. The time...
Oh, perfect! She was the one who sent us!
In that case, I assume that there's something we could...
Okay, so it's like this...
Is that all we'll need to do?
Should be a piece of cake for the two of us.
Paimon's glad to hear it! Well then, guess it's about time we go and find some... Chiori said we shouldn't disturb her over the next couple of days. We can check in with her again once she's done...
But the show's in another 2 days, isn't it? Will she be able to make the deadline?
Well, according to her, she wants to first beat Uter fair and square at the show, and then defeat him in the court of public opinion.
A two-pronged approach?
Courtesy first, confrontation second?
Yeah!
Understood. Then we'll have faith in her decision. We'll go make some...
Alright, Okay, then let's also do as Chiori said, and meet up with her at Oh, Paimon sure hopes she won't have a hard...
wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me.
Oh, you're here.
Chiori! How are the new outfits coming?
Just a few steps left now. I've handed the rest over to Elof.
Wow, that's cutting it real...
Don't worry. I have no intention of giving ground on either front. With the fashion show scheduled for tonight, Uter has closed.
Okay, Paimon totally get...
His factory is usually open to the public. It may not be open for business right now, but that doesn't mean visitors can't. We're just curious customers after all, aren't we?
Well...
Anyway, Uter's factory is right over there.
Why would he open a factory over there?
We have different marketing strategies. While I specialize in high-end custom garments, he prefers low prices and large sales volumes.
All right. Ooh, it's really
You make a good point. Let's...
We're in. There really is nobody here.
Welcome, dear visitors.
Oh, Paimon nearly fell out of the air. What is that thing?
A mechanical guide. They usually use a recorded tape to give you a tour of the factory.
Please, follow me, dear guests. First stop on our tour is a look at the gradual evolution of our clothing brand. After that, we welcome you to peruse our most popular styles.
Huh. Uter seems to be doing pretty well for himself, doesn't he? Why would he feel the need to bother you when he could just focus on improving his own brand?
This is the studio where our designs are made. Please, take a look around at your leisure.
Yep, this seems like Uter's work.
These are the fitting rooms. Please use them at your leisure.
Huh? There seems to be something in this fitting room. Why did the door just close?
Hold on tight, Paimon.
Why is it moving?
It seems to have stopped.
Where did this thing take us?
It seems like we're someplace deeper inside the factory.
Look out! There are guards here!
I will have order. Gather!
I am the cutting edge of fashion.
This place is filthy! Are the clothes from Uter's shop serious?
Look over there.
Ooh, that water looks...
And I was the one using...
So he was actually the one who opened an underground factory.
No wonder his clothes always felt weird to the touch. He's been using all manner of tricks here in a bid to cut costs.
Should the clothes made here even...
Never mind issues with shrinking and fading. These materials can give you...
That's terrifying! This way he won't be able to try and deny anything in court. Doesn't look like there's a path here.
Follow me. Let's go up.
This place seems like some kind of warehouse. Ugh. Huh? What's going on? Our way in's been blocked.
Seems like he knew we'd be coming.
You did say he knew you really well, didn't you?
Yes. And that's because...
But you're practically...
When I first came to Fontaine, we were both fledgling designers who longed to gain a foothold in the world of fashion. In the beginning, we both wanted to make clothes that would stand out from the crowd, but with every criticism we received, and finally, right before Fashion Week, he came to the conclusion that we wouldn't be able to make the designs we always dreamed of. For my part, I gambled it all, and devoted everything I had to that 1 week. I came out the other side with
You received the acclaim of all Fontaine while Uter gave up on his dream.
I don't know the exact details of what happened after that. All I know is...
He's just jealous of what you've accomplished. A guy like that doesn't deserve your sympathy.
Well, let's focus on getting out of here first. Missing the show is as good as letting him win.
There are some control panels. Oh, that doesn't seem to have done anything.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
This is order.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Order guide you.
Look over there. Seems like there's a way out. Maybe we can...
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
We finally made it out. Why does it feel like the movement patterns of those necks have changed.
Warning, warning. Unauthorized intruders. Initiating shutdown procedure. 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 Warning, warning. Unauthorized intruders. Initiating shutdown procedure.
We're finally out of that stinky place. Let's take this evidence and get out of here. Finally, the entrance. At last.
Oh, those chambers couldn't hold you, I see. What?
We've collected a bunch of evidence on all the nasty stuff happening at your factory. You're not getting...
The evidence on your person, you mean? What?
More mechanical guards? Really? Ever thought about using these funds for a
Oh, but this is a legitimate...
What? Destroying Chioria Boutique? Or continuing to make your...
Proving that fashion is merely a laughable farce.
You know what your problem is, Uter? You've become so obsessed with the concept of fashion itself that you let it paralyze you. Stop trying to cater to it.
Spare me the lecture, why don't you? Sooner or later, you'll cater to all the voices too, you know.
Fashion is about aspiring towards a certain ideal. But it's up to you to decide what it is.
Well, once the people witness their former darling's spectacular fall, they'll understand how laughable...
That's what you've been trying to prove all this time? You weren't like this before, Uter. What happened to the man who wanted to...
He realized long ago how utterly naive...
You gave up on your dream, but that wasn't enough, was it? You had to find a way to prove to yourself that you think you understand. But you're just a bitter man who let his regrets dictate his choices. This whole thing, Uter.
Pathetic. Why don't you take a look in the mirror? You're a fool daydreaming about taking all of Teyvat by storm. Well, good luck doing that when even...
You're right. Maybe all those who pursue their dreams, but more pitiful still are cowards who are too afraid to even...
You!
Yeah, just leave this guy to us!
No, you go instead.
But he has a gun!
It'll be fine. Just go to the venue and tell everyone to proceed with the plan. I'll deal with him. Some lessons are best.
Catch up with us soon?
Trying to leave, are we?
I've held back all this time because of our past partnership, Uter. But all that changed after our tour of your factory.
Still trying to talk tough.
No matter what you've been through, no matter why you've become like... If I may borrow the words of a friend, allow me to show you the true meaning.
The Chioria brand represents more than a person or a trademark. It's a way of life.
Greetings, friends at Fontaine Fashion Week. Please feast your eyes on the extravaganza that Chioria Boutique has prepared for you today.
Brilliant, dazzling, and wholly unique. And most importantly,
an enduring, never-say-die spirit. That's the true meaning of the Chioria brand. And now, let's welcome the thundering seamstress, Miss Chiori herself!
Did Chiori not...
Lights! Cameras! Over here, please!
Let the show begin!
The world may change, fashion along with it, but Chioria will remain the same. No challenge is too great. Chioria caters to no one. Not even the times. Rather, Chioria will always lead the fashion of our time. Finally, let's not forget. Only those who do not give up on their dreams are worthy of this brand. Well then, I suppose all that's left to say is, Happy Fashion Week, fellow dreamers.
How about this?
A little more to the left.
Like this?
Perfect.
Phew. Oh, that looks great! Miss Chiori, can I take a picture?
Of course.
I didn't know you'd make a brand new signboard.
I made it before Fashion Week. I figured it'd be best to put it up after the success of the show.
Well, how can you become renowned through all of Tevat without a fancy signboard of your own?
Now that you mention it, perhaps our magic troupe could use...
Our signatures are the Grinmalkin cat and the Bogglecat box. Oh, and we need to add Pear as well.
Pear would need an alias, of course. How about...
So, does that mean your signboard is going to be...
Ooh, that sounds super...
And a bit cramped.
Miss Chiori, I'm done taking pictures. You can expect the article in tomorrow's Steam.
Thank you, Charlotte.
It's my pleasure. Bringing the truth to light is a journalist's duty.
Going forward, feel free to custom order any accessories you need for Monsieur Verite. It's on the house.
Huh?
Of course. The same goes for you too, Linny and Lynette. If you have need of...
What about something other than a costume?
Thank you, Chiori. It's much appreciated.
Well, I don't really need anything. Just don't be a stranger, all right? I don't need anything either. So long as you continue to request my international courier services... Actually, that reminds me. When will you... Huh? About that. The Spina di Rosula has prepared a special vehicle for you, so you can just get in and we'll push it up. What? No, that's so embarrassing.
Ooh, do we get something nice too, Chiori?
Of course. Just hold on a second.
Disrupting public order at the show. Appropriating venue lighting equipment without authorization. Using weaponry in public. hosting a dangerous performance without notifying the authorities.
Shivers, we can explain.
If you come across anyone who matches those descriptions, please report them to the Special Patrol at—
Enjoyed that, didn't you?
Says the one who pulled that stunt earlier. How about you do me a favor and tell me in advance next time you're planning something like—
And if I had, would you have a—
No, but it would have at least spared me a whole lot of anxiety.
Well, I would say I more than made it up to you, have I not? A whole underground workshop in the Fleuve Cendra, and the man responsible all tied up and handed to you on a silver platter. Sounds pretty thoughtful if you ask me.
All right, I won't argue with you. You can have this one.
Well, friends, I would say we've earned ourselves a nice meal for our efforts. Let's go.
I'll have to take a rain check. I've still got a lot of paperwork to Oh, by the way, Chiori, I ran into Vanger on—
I don't need to hear it. I'm sure the old fool used pretty much every apology in the—
You know him well.
Thanks again, Shelfra.
My pleasure. Oh, and one last thing. That was really quite an amazing show.
You don't say.
All right, all right. Follow me if you want in on—
Traveler, Paimon, could you go wait for me at that place with the view? I'll let Navia know that we'll be a little—
A place with the view? Oh,
Perfect. I'll be right there. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, we didn't wait long at all. But what did you want to get?
Here, take this.
Oh, wow! A brooch! And in the style of Chioria Boutique, too! Wait, Paimon gets one as well?
I've only made 2 for now. After much consideration, I decided to give them to you two. You've been a great help. Even when things were looking bleak, there were even times when I felt like I had to fight back and win. Even if it was just to honor the trust.
Well, we may have helped a little, but Paimon would say you deserve—
I know for certain that was not the case. I've chased my dream for so long that I've come to understand something. Apart from conviction and persistence, the thing that matters— a single person can only do so much. Without all your help, Chioria Boutique could have easily fallen to ruin.
Well, Paimon doesn't think it would have ever gotten to that point. Not if you had anything to say about it. But, about—
Perhaps my words were a little pretentious, but they do reflect how I truly feel. I won't bow or scrape before any force in this. I'm confident in the quality of my work. Create something beautiful, and there will always be people who appreciate—
Well, guess there's nothing— Should we go back into—
Oh, yes, of course. But, you know, of all the nights I've spent in Fontaine,
Whoa, the academia sure is busy during the day. But where should we go looking for people that we know?
Traveler, Paimon.
It's been so long since we last saw you!
Welcome back to Sumeru City.
Oh, nothing in particular. Paimon just saw a really big mushroom out on the road the other day and suddenly missed all our references.
Funnily enough, we were reminiscing about—
Really? You were
Indeed. You really want me to say the rest?
Oh, darn, he said it.
You like that one, huh? You must if you remember it after all this time. Admit the truth.
All right. Here's your 500 Mora.
You're exaggerating. It's only 500.
Hey, 500 Moras!
All right. Anyway, I'm actually investigating a case right now. My mind is focused on work, which is—
A case? What happened?
Nothing major. But after finding out who was involved—
Need any help? We only came here to hang out, so we've got the time. You may as well take us with you, and then when you're done, we can—
Such enthusiasm.
What? No!
Obvious enough. Still, it's a fine idea. You are the— All right. Follow me. Do you see him? The old man flailing?
Oh, is he the one you wanted to talk to about?
Correct. His name is Cyrus, a former Spontamot sage. He taught both me and Lisa.
Huh? Sino's teacher is a—
It's ridiculous. I'm just an old man who enjoys a spot of gardening, shopping.
Professor, I've brought some friends.
Ah, Sino. Now who do we have? Hold on, let me think. A fly— My goodness. You must be the legendary traveler in Paimon.
Wow, look—
I've told him about you before. You are my friends, after all. That's right. Let me summarize the situation. A couple of days ago, Professor Cyrus suddenly—
A threat letter?
Exactly. Who sends a threat letter to an old man like me, for goodness sake?
This is the letter in question.
Cyrus, I have uncovered your secret. If you wish to prevent it from going public, secondly, don't come looking for me. You'll never find me. But I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. Wow, they sure didn't mince that.
Clearly, this person must be—
10 million more. I'm just a single retiree with nothing to my name beyond the tomatoes in my garden.
There were no witnesses, so currently the letter is all we've got. So, Traveler?
Paimon's ready!
All right, take a look. Yes. Some of—
So is there something wrong with the—
Possibly. And I bet the paper has some—
Most of the paper around here is much smoother than this, and the ink is absorbed quickly so it doesn't run. This paper, meanwhile, it's—
It's certainly not the same paper as we use in the academia. But the ink is nothing special. Just regular black ink.
So do we think the Wait! Check this out!
Agreed. The staining suggests it was a colored liquid.
A colored liquid?
Well, it's like we're thinking along similar lines. Let's go talk to Arof. There are—
Mahamatra Sino. Sir Cyrus. Ah, and the Traveler and Paimon.
As such, I'm inclined to believe that the culprit in this case is a student at the academia. Somebody young and strapped for cash. Oh, one last thing. I'd start your investigation by taking a look at the cafes and...
Oh, of course! You think the
They do look like coffees. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the letter is written on a...
Ah, of course! Yes, like they sell it...
Understood. I'll assemble...
You have my...
One last thing. Send some matcha...
Will do.
Great thinking, Sino. So, where do we think the culprit's at, right? Yeah, they've probably... Really?
The culprits approach. Whatever happens, they need this Mora. But just because they warned Professor Cyrus not to go to the Matra, and crucially, the
Huh? Wait, are you saying...
Found you! You wrote the threat letter.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I sensed someone was watching us from the shadows the moment we entered the House of Dana. You managed to stay relatively well hidden. For someone, there are a lot of people here, but we were looking specifically for Arav. Whoever followed us the whole way was likely to be the culprit.
I was just listening in, that's all. You know something big's going down when Mahamatra...
You smiled when Arav left. I saw it.
Is smiling a crime now?
There are coffee stains on the letter. You mixed some coffee with water, gently smeared it onto the paper, then wiped it off with a wet cloth. All to create the impression that the closing off the exits to the city doesn't affect you, because you already live here. And as long as the Matra were focused on the cafes, you would be free from... The cafe was a red herring all along. You had to be somewhere where you could monitor...
You can't pin this on me! I haven't done it!
Really? Then why are you... The innocent have no reason. Your heart's racing, and your eyelids are twitching.
I would never...
Don't try anything or you'll pay the price.
Well, that was over...
You're telling me. One minute I go out for a quick smoke, the next minute I see Arav. Looked like a young guy, too. Couldn't have been much more than 30. But after what he's done...
Everyone, it's all over.
Gosh, that was so...
The culprit's name is Uraka. A 16-year-old student...
Huh?
16? Cyrus...
We checked his records. He's 16.
But he looks so old.
Yeah, seriously.
Foolish child. He's too young for the...
We question the culprit regarding his...
Oh, just spit it out.
Very well. It's our understanding that Araka is a mediocre student who has been underperforming in his classes. He started taking extra tutoring to improve his grades, but developed a gambling habit around this. Down on his luck, he went to the tavern for a drink, and overheard some people chatting about Sir Cyrus's comfortable retirement. They mentioned that he's always arguing about his tomato plants with some old woman on the street.
Some old woman on the street? Goodness gracious. Has that rascal attended a single one of his classes? That old woman is Kasharwar's very own Professor Zaha Hadi.
Is this going somewhere?
Oh, right, yes. So another thing. We don't just argue about tomato plants.
Maybe it's more the fact that you have the time to grow
Araka mentioned he'd heard a rumor, alleging that Sir Cyrus illegally obtained a large sum of money from the desert before retiring, and kept it for himself instead of reporting it to the academia. Araka believes this money to be the reason why Sir Cyrus hasn't kept up with any academic research or other projects since his retirement. And given your advanced age, he thought you'd be an easy target to blackmail.
Oh, Araka. I'm at a loss for words. I'm so angry I don't know where to...
People make up rumors all the time. I am quite confident that Professor Cyrus...
Arav, you'll have to find...
I completely understand how you feel.
Oh, come on.
The academia will determine the appropriate disciplinary action against this...
Who said I'm obsessed with some old woman on the street? Mind your wording or you'll start out... You seem confused. Uraka is just a young boy who made a very rash and all it costs me is a...
Please rest assured, Professor.
Yes, I have no doubt about that. But as a former educator,
We looked into the family. Both
Oh, what a mess. You don't have to seal the evidence away yet, do you? We have to show them how...
The relevant authorities have already reviewed the evidence and...
Oh, so you'll be able...
Give or take. Cases...
Very good.
My apologies, Sir Cyrus, but I...
Ah, I see. Ah, and isn't Tainari in town at the moment? Bring him along, too.